Hello students, this is Shovik, your instructor. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the last video we have learned what is communication and types of communication. In this video we'll go further for of communication, and we'll talk about advantages and disadvantages of verbal communication. So let's find out what it is. There are some advantages of verbal communication. Those are information passed instantly. Our first point, information passed instantly. So when we communicate with a person verbally, then the information passes instantly. So this is a very easy way to communicate to an individual. So this is an advantage. Second one is most widely accepted method of communication. So yes, the verbal communication is the core, right? We do communicate with people verbally than other mode of communications, right? So it is widely accepted, whether in different languages. So this is something that we do in our daily basis. So this is another point of advantages of verbal communication. And third one is effective persuasive tool. So it is very effective to make a mark on someone's mind, right? If your communication skill is good, then you can create a good impression on that person. That is how it works in verbal communication. Okay, so let's then talk about disadvantages now. Some of the disadvantages of verbal communications are: it is difficult to remember long verbal messages, and there is no permanent record for future reference. Yeah, see, I am communicating with you verbally. So if it takes a long time for me to for suppose a particular message or something like that, then it is very difficult to remember that whole thing. Okay, and there is no record button in our daily life, so it is a disadvantage. The next one is there are greater chances of miscommunication and misunderstanding. That happens with us. Sometimes we do communicate with people, but somehow it becomes a miscommunication and misunderstanding between individuals, right? So next point is factors such as visible emotions or expressions of the people communicating with each other, or fast and unclear speech could be detrimental to the communication speech. Suppose you are communicating with a person and your attitude is not good, then the relationship between two of you could be detrimental, right? So these and there are some other points. You can just pause the video and write it down, or you will get your book very shortly. So all these things I just read it. And our next topic is what is non-verbal communication. We have talked about verbal communication so far. Now it is non-verbal communication. We need to know. So non-verbal communication is done without the use of words, verbal or written. It is a non-linguistic transmission of information that keeps place through visual, auditory, tactile and kinesthetic means. Okay, so what is non-verbal communication? Whatever mode we are using, that is one thing, and non-verbal communication is another thing. In the non-verbal communication, we do not use any word. We just use sign languages or visual, auditory type of means. We use that. Not in non-verbal communications. We have already studied the various types of non-verbal communication in the previous grade, so let's revise them. I hope you all know what is non-verbal communication so far. So let's just recap all these things a bit. So personal appearance, which includes grooming and dressing sense. This is very important. You should be presentable all the time. Your presence makes a mark on the person you are talking to, or the audience you are addressing. That is a non-verbal communication. You are communicating through your presence, through your appearance. Okay, haptics or touch, which is an integral part of the communication. Okay, let's clear this out. One thing that I'm not going to take each one of these points. It is not needed. These are all very easy to understand. I just want you to read and study these points, and if you have encounter any problem, then you can just ask me. You're free to call. You can comment it out on the below comment section. So I'm going to discuss some of the points that I think is important. Okay, so touches. If you touch a person, it is also a kind of communication, which is a non-verbal communication. Okay, so this is all of non-verbal communication. So let's find out what next we're going to learn. So common body language mistakes to avoid. There are some body language mistakes we do that should be avoided before we go to a serious place like interview and to stage. So in this picture you can see these are some good postures that you should follow before you go to a serious place like that. So there are some body language mistakes. Let's find out. Arm crossed in front of the chest. See, arm crossed. This means you are lacking confidence. You are not confident enough to face your audience or the person you are talking to. That is why you are saving yourself by crossing your arm in front of the chest. That what it means actually. Exaggerated gestures with hands. Sometimes we use our hands and we shake our hands too much. We do these type of things. So this is just don't do this, and don't actually follow these body postures. Avoiding eye contacts again. If you are in an interview and you are avoiding the eye contact, then the persons who are taking your interview will know that you are not confident enough to face them. So eye contact is very important. Okay, being strained and not smiling. So we do that in a tensed situation, like we become too much serious, and we just forget how to smile. That is not needed. You just smile, you become relaxed. Okay, you should be relaxed and easy whenever you are talking to a person. You are facing an interview, you are facing an entire audience, whatever it is. Checking the watch or mobile phone repeatedly. Another bad thing that we do. It means you are not interested to talk to that person, or you are interested not doing the job you are into. That is why you are checking your watch again and again. That is no, just don't do that. Okay, there are some let's understand what each of the above body language signs indicate. I have just told you what all these things. Okay, so advantages and disadvantages of non-verbal communication. Let's find out advantages. There are some advantages here. First one is demonstrates enthusiasm and confidence. Yeah, it's not about your knowledge but the body language that demonstrates your confidence level. Okay, so maybe you are a very knowledgeable person, you know the topic everyone is talking about, but yet you are not confident enough to participate in that matter. So uh, it will be shown. It can be seen by your body language only, by avoiding eye contacts and crossing your arm into your chest. So these are the things. Instant communication with no waste of time. Yes, instant communication. So if you like someone, you can make that person realize that you like that person by your body language, by your face, or something like that. So it happens. Instant communication by non-verbal communication can be used by people who do not know how to read or write. Yes, if you are illiterate, you don't know the letters, words, languages, so in that case you use non-verbal communication to communicate with each other. These are the non-verbal communication advantages, and some of the very evident disadvantages are: there is a lack of clarity and precision. So there are some expressions we can make, the expressions or various expressions in our face. So each expression could interpret many emotions, right? So it 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 is at times it becomes very confusing to know, for the other person you are talking to know what exactly you are trying to convey. Okay, so this is one very prominent disadvantage of non-verbal communication. And second one is, it cannot convey long and complicated message. Yeah, it is a very very short time communication that you can make through non-verbal communication, not long or complicated messages. You cannot use that. There is scope for misunderstanding and misinterpretation. Yeah, I have already told you what is it. At times it is difficult to follow hand gestures, facial expression and body postures all at the same time. Yes, it is. You need to be very attentive to read the other person's body language, whether the person is interested in you or not. So it is not possible for all the time to follow all these body postures, hand gestures, facial expressions, all those things at the same time. So it is a disadvantage of non-verbal communication. So this is it. This is a non-verbal communication. So I'm going to end this video, and in the next video we'll talk about our next topic, that is visual communication. Okay, so bye bye, take care.